Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're back with 10 more watches that prove the world of horology is richer, more diverse, and more exciting than ever before. This list runs from solar-powered everyday icons to Japanese haute horlogerie, from smartwatch hybrids to dive watches that have conquered oceans and the moon. There is something here for every collector, every budget, and every occasion. These are watches with purpose, personality, and genuine craft behind them. Let's get started. Number 10. Citizen Eco Drive. The Citizen Eco Drive is one of the most quietly revolutionary products in the history of watchmaking, a watch that solved one of the most persistent frustrations of modern timekeeping with a solution so elegant it seems obvious in retrospect. Introduced in 1976 and continuously refined over nearly 5 decades, bust field watches, radio-controlled chronographs, and titanium sport models, all sharing the same core commitment to precision and sustainability. In a world increasingly conscious of waste and environmental impact, a watch that never needs a battery disposed of is not just convenient, it is responsible. The Citizen Eco Drive retails for approximately $250 USD. Number 9. Hamilton Khaki Field. The Hamilton Khaki Field is a watch with deep roots in military service, and it wears that heritage with an authenticity that cannot be purchased or invented. Hamilton's history of supplying precision timepieces to the United States military stretches back to the First World War, and the Khaki Field draws directly from that lineage. Its clean, uncluttered dial, broad, luminous Arabic numerals, and robust tool watch proportions all speak the visual language of an instrument designed to be read under pressure, in the dark, in conditions where clarity of information could mean the difference between success and failure. The mechanical handwind version, powered by the ETA 2801 caliber, offers a particular pleasure, the daily ritual of winding connecting the wearer to the watch in a way that quartz and even automatic movements cannot replicate. At its price point, the Khaki Field offers a level of legibility, build quality, and genuine character that is virtually unmatched. For collectors who value substance over spectacle and history over hype, it is one of the most satisfying purchases in watchmaking. The Hamilton Khaki Field retails for approximately $495 USD. Number 8. Oris Aquis. The Oris Aquis is the watch that consistently surprises people when they discover it is independent, not part of a large conglomerate, not subsidized by a portfolio of luxury brands, but the product of a family-owned Swiss manufacturer in Holstein that has been building mechanical watches since 1904. That independence matters because it means every decision made about the Aquis, its specifications, its quality standards, its pricing, reflects genuine conviction rather than corporate calculation. And those decisions have been excellent ones. The Aquis offers 300-meter water resistance, a rotating ceramic bezel, a date display, and an in-house Oris 400 caliber in its higher references, delivering 5 days of power reserve, enhanced magnetic resistance, and a 10-year recommended service interval that makes it one of the most practical luxury sports watches available. The dial design, with its subtle gradient texture and clean layout, rewards close attention. Worn on its signature rubber strap with translucent elements, the Aquis looks every bit as good as watches costing 3 times the price. The Oris Aquis retails for approximately $2,150 USD. Number 7. Montblanc 1858. The Montblanc 1858 collection takes its name and its soul from Minerva, the legendary Swiss movement manufacturer founded in Villeray in 1858 and acquired by Montblanc in 2007, bringing with it one of the most storied movement-making traditions in all of horology. The 1858 watches are an homage to the robust, legible field and exploration watches produced by Minerva for mountaineers, scientists, and adventurers throughout the early 20th century, and the connection is genuine rather than cosmetic. Montblanc draws directly from the Minerva archives for design details, including the distinctive handset, the pulsometer bezels, and the dial typography. The bronze-cased references develop a unique patina over time, making each watch increasingly individual to its owner, while the mono-pusher chronograph and Great Winter Edition models demonstrate serious complications executed with real pedigree. This is a collection that gives collectors access to genuine movement heritage and exploration history, at prices that feel almost generous given what Minerva DNA typically commands. The Montblanc 1858 retails for approximately $3,150 USD. Number 6. Fossil Hybrid HR. The Fossil Hybrid HR makes a compelling case that the smartwatch does not have to look like a piece of consumer electronics strapped to your wrist. Where most wearable technology announces itself through touchscreens and digital faces, the Hybrid HR uses traditional analog hands on a conventionally styled watch dial while embedding smart functionality, heart rate monitoring, activity tracking, sleep analysis, customizable shortcut buttons, and smartphone notifications into a package indistinguishable from a conventional timepiece. The e-ink subdisplay integrates into the dial with surprising elegance, providing at-a-glance data without the battery-draining demands of a full-color screen, enabling battery life of up to 2 weeks between charges. For the professional who wants the social credibility of wearing a proper watch while retaining the health and connectivity features of a smartwatch, the Hybrid HR resolves the dilemma with intelligence and style. It is the rare piece of technology that understands what watches are actually for. The Fossil Hybrid HR retails for approximately $199 USD. Number 5. Bulova Lunar Pilot. The Bulova Lunar Pilot has one of the most extraordinary origin stories in watchmaking, a story that is not marketing mythology but verifiable documented history. On August 2, 1971, Commander David Scott of Apollo 15 stood on the surface of the moon and used a Bulova chronograph strapped over his spacesuit sleeve to time a geological experiment after his Omega Speedmaster crystal cracked in the lunar environment. That watch is now in the Smithsonian Institution's National Air and Space Museum, and the Lunar Pilot is its direct descendant. The modern Bulova Lunar Pilot is powered by the brand's proprietary high-frequency movement beating at 262,144 Hz, dramatically faster than any conventional mechanical caliber, delivering accuracy to within seconds per year. The bold 45mm case, cream-toned dial with its aviation-inspired layout, and tachymeter slide rule bezel make it one of the most visually distinctive chronographs at any price. This is a watch with a real place in human history, available to anyone who appreciates that. The Bulova Lunar Pilot retails for approximately $650 USD. Number 4. Tissot PRX. The Tissot PRX is the watch that reignited collector passion for integrated bracelet sports watches at a price that opened the conversation to an entirely new audience. First introduced in 1978 and relaunched to extraordinary demand in 2021, the PRX takes its name from its original specifications, precise, robust, and water-resistant to 10 bar, and packages them in a design of surprising sophistication. The flat integrated bracelet flows seamlessly from the slim cushion case, creating a profile on the wrist that rivals watches at 5 times the price, while the sunburst finish dial in blue, green, silver, or black catches light with a depth that photographs never fully capture. The Powermatic 80 movement inside offers 80 hours of power reserve, an industry-leading figure at this tier, and the finishing quality throughout exceeds what any reasonable expectation at the price would suggest. Few watches in the past decade have delivered as much design ambition, wearability, and genuine watch culture, credibility per dollar spent. The Tissot PRX is a phenomenon for very good reasons. The Tissot PRX retails for approximately $525 USD. Number 3. Grand Seiko Spring Drive. The Grand Seiko Spring Drive is, by any objective measure, one of the most technically remarkable timekeeping mechanisms ever placed inside a wristwatch, a movement that exists in a category entirely of its own creation. The Spring Drive uses a conventional mainspring to store and release energy, exactly as a mechanical watch does, but instead of a traditional lever escapement to regulate that release, it employs a glide spring governed by a tri-synchro regulator that compares the movement's energy output to the frequency of a quartz oscillator, making magnetic corrections thousands of times per second. The result is a watch that offers the sweeping, perfectly fluid, seconds hand motion of a mechanical watch, no ticking, no stepping, simply continuous motion, with an accuracy of plus or minus 1 second per day that no purely mechanical caliber can match. Number 2. Maurice Lacroix Aikon. The Maurice Lacroix. Aikon is the watch that announced to the broader collecting world that Maurice Lacroix had arrived as a serious player in the integrated bracelet sports watch space, and the announcement has been impossible to ignore. Where the Pontos collection focuses on classical elegance, the Aikon is emphatically contemporary. Its 12-sided bezel, bold applied indices, and H-link bracelet give it a strong visual identity that holds its own against far more expensive competition, while the variety of materials, steel, titanium, ceramic, and skeleton configurations ensures that the range has genuine breadth. Importantly, Maurice Lacroix entered the market with the Aikon at a price point that made the integrated sports watch aesthetic genuinely accessible for the first time, without sacrificing the Swiss manufacturer credentials and quality standards the brand has maintained for decades. Number 1. Rado Captain Cook. The Rado Captain Cook is having a moment, and it has earned every second of it. Originally launched in 1962 at the height of the dive watch era, when Swiss manufacturers were competing furiously to produce the boldest and most capable underwater instruments, the Captain Cook distinguished itself with a distinctive cushion case, a rotating diver's bezel with a unique coin-edge grip, and a dial texture that became one of the most recognizable in the genre. Rado revived the Captain Cook in 2017 to immediate critical and commercial acclaim, offering both faithful vintage reeditions and contemporary interpretations in high-tech ceramic, a material Rado pioneered in watchmaking, as well as bronze and titanium. The 37mm and 42mm case options ensure the collection is genuinely accessible to all wrist sizes, and the range of dial colors from classic black to deep ocean blue and burnt orange means there is a Captain Cook for every temperament.